In Yate at the moment, Yate Town and Yate United joining forces in what's being described as an exciting affiliation. It'll see Yate United establish a base at Lodge Road, plus a whole lot more. So I've been to meet Yate Town's chairman Mark Thorne and Ross Michael, who's the chairman of Yate United, to find out more.
OK, it's Mark Thorne and I'm Yate Town chairman.
Mark, nice to see you.
Ross Michael, Yate United joint chairman.
Well, it's nice to meet you both. I think the thought of Bristol City and Bristol Rovers forming a partnership any time is unlikely, but it's happened here in Yate. Do you want to explain the thinking behind it, first of all?
Well, it was a chance meeting between ourselves and Yate United, and when we got talking, it was obvious that there was some work that we could be done. And this partnership, it is in infancy at the moment, but we're just sort of going through all the options, and it's exciting because there's loads and loads of stuff that we can do. It was obvious from the first meeting that we had that our aims are pretty similar. That we want to get ourselves out into the community and offer the chance for people to come down and play football, and also hopefully that they can develop and progress into playing a high standard of non-league football.
Yeah, and for you, Ross, why did you approach Yate Town? Did they approach you?
So, yeah, I mean, from our perspective, it was we had a lot of different people saying to us, "Why are you not tied up with Yate Town?" And actually, a lot of people did think that we were tied up with Yate Town. So it was a natural discussion. We've got quite a few of the lads come down and watch football down at Yate Town anyway, and have got kind of more and more involved, and came back to us and said, look, Yate Town are interested in sort of trying to do something. They don't have junior football. We don't have senior football. It makes sense to try and tie up. You know, we're in the same area. It's a growing area. We've got lots of kids on a waiting list. But it gives you that progression. So you can go right the way from sort of 4 right the way through to adult football now at a decent standard.
So what do Yate United get out of this partnership?
So for a Yate United perspective, we get access to the club. So the use of the pitch on an infrequent basis when the first team aren't using it or when they finished using it. But the key element for us is we get access to this clubhouse. So where we're sat today, the plan is to get our kids back here on a Sunday. So after matches, somewhere to go. We've never had a home, so Yate United have never had anywhere to call their own. So this now gives us that opportunity to start building that community as well.
Where do you play matches?
So we play all over Yate. We've got sessions up at Sunnyside, which is over on the Common. We've got we play down at Yosk, which is the Yate Outdoor Sports Complex. We've got quite a few pitches down there, and we also play on our nine-a-side games on 3G at Chipping Sodbury School. So we're all over the place. Bit of a nomad club, really.
Yeah, but when you play games up until now, that's right. Cheers, chaps. Have a good day. But now you've got somewhere to come back to, have a bit of socialising, a bit of food, a bit of drink.
Absolutely, yeah. So end of the game, everybody disperses, and that's it. It's game over. The plan will be to come down here, and we're working together with the guys at Yate Town to sort of build a community, but also we're going to work together to redecorate the clubhouse, freshen it all up, make it a bit more modern, and also the kitchen facilities so that we can serve food for the kids and the away teams so that they can come back and just build that sort of relationship with other clubs as well. So, you know, proper grassroots experience, really.
What do Yate Town get out of this?
We get ourselves a youth set up, which is important because there's any upcoming kids, and they can see that there's a pathway into senior football. We have the facilities, so it just seemed a no-brainer not to invite these guys down. We're due a major refit in the clubhouse, so that coincided very nicely that we're going to do the work and then provide these guys with an opportunity to be able to come back and, as you said, have a social gathering and just basically make them into a team.
So some of the best players, are you going to keep an eye on them, and who knows, they could play for you one day?
That would be ideal. If we could get that sort of system running, that would be amazing.
And also, on a match day, I guess you've got now a relationship, so might it boost your attendances?
Well, we've already started doing that. So these guys have been involved in, I think, about 3 of our games already where they've provided the mascots. And yes, it has increased the attendances, which is great. That's just what we want to see.
There's loads of towns like Yate in and around the Bristol area. Is this a unique partnership, or is it something that's being done more and more?
I think it's a bit of a unique partnership, but you know, as as Ross said, the Yate United have never really had a home. It was a simple conversation to invite them to come over, and we don't really know where it's going to take us. It's just an exciting prospect that we started, and we just want to see how far it'll run.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about Yate United in general. How many teams do you have? What's your role within the club?
So we've got, in total, we've got 18 teams running through from under 7s right the way through currently to under 18s. We are looking potentially from next season to work with Yate Town to create an under 18s Yate Town kind of team. So that will, at the end at 16, the guys they'll move over to Yate Town, and then we'll have a couple of different sides, and everyone can kind of feed into that from the area. So you'll have the likes of St Nicholas, you'll have Chipping Sodbury, all the area kind of clubs will have the opportunity to come and play in that sort of team, or those teams, with the aim ultimately to be trying to get into that sort of first team squad, and it gives the manager somewhere to kind of go and have a look and see what the next round of talent looks like.
Yeah, and it's interesting, you don't have an adult and men's team, so the emphasis is very much on youth and children.
Absolutely, yeah. So one of the things that we've agreed with Yate Town as part of the tie-up is that the children from the club can come and watch games for free if they bring a parent along with them. So that's an excellent opportunity for our kids to watch live football. I saw something on Facebook the other day, a picture saying, "Don't let your child grow up thinking that football is a TV show." So we always say in training to the kids, go and watch some football, go and watch some proper football, because you'll learn a lot more from that than sort of playing on your Xbox and playing FIFA. So we're trying to kind of get the kids down here with the mascots as well. We've got quite a few booked in for future visits. It gets the whole family down here. Hopefully it just helps the whole community really. With Yate growing as it is, we've got wait lists at pretty much every age range now. So obviously we hope that this will sort of encourage more coaches to come and join us. People that are kind of Yate Town supporters maybe want to come and have a look and give us a hand with training and coaching and bits and pieces. And then there's obviously the tie-up where Mark and I were just talking earlier about, when we do go forward, we're going to have our sort of events down here. So we're going to have presentation days and bits and pieces. So Mark sort of said, some of the players can come and present some of the prizes to the young ones, which again just adds that excitement, and especially if they're coming down watching them every week, it's going to become their heroes. So in future, hopefully we'll see kids walking around in Yate Town shirts rather than Manchester United.
That'll be great. And Mark, while I've got you, it's been a challenging year, is it fair to say? Relegation, change of manager, but looking forward hopefully to a brighter season. Just what's the situation with Darren, who's in charge? He's got a chance to prove himself, and vice versa.
Yeah, so we talked to Darren when John left, and Darren was very keen to take the opportunity up. He's 36 years of age, I'm sure he won't mind me saying that. He just felt the time was right. He has a lot of respect from everybody, and we're going to give him enough time to make sure that this new manager's role that he's in is the right one for him.
And we mentioned refurbishing the clubhouse. Are there exciting plans off the pitch as well?
Yeah, so we're still waiting for Red Row that have bought 3 of the fields surrounding the ground. They've promised to do some work, which will involve taking the trees down, which would be a bit of a change because it's going to change the whole aspect of the ground. But then they're going to put walls up and some new stands and new LED lights. But it's just about the timing because obviously the housing market is not very good at the moment. We're just waiting for them, and we've also got plans for to improve the facilities within inside the ground to make the match day experience a lot better. And
talking about off the pitch, what about the pitch? I know a lot of clubs are developing the pitches. 3G is the way forward. Is that something you're thinking about?
Well, it's something that we've looked into, especially now we've joined up with Yate United, because we would like to go to 3G and then offer these guys the opportunity to train and play their games here. That sort of then brings footfall into the buildings. Then that gives an opportunity then for the more commercial sales inside the bar area, and it just opens a lot of doors for both clubs.
Next game's on Saturday, a league game against Mousehole. So don't be surprised if we see some Yate Town and Yate United supporters in the crowd.
Yeah, that's our aim, to try and fill this place as much as possible. We average around 250 people, but for the size of Yate, we should be comfortably over 350. So if you've got nothing else on to do on this Saturday, please come down and watch us. BBC